welcome back to the second part of the 2010 NFL Mock Draft. I'm Josh, this is Chad Nelson, improv comedian, and we're going to start off with pick number 17, the San Francisco 49ers, their second pick in the NFL draft.
Alright, we see the Niners taking Sergio Kindle, the talented outside linebacker from Texas. He put up good stats at a big-time college consistently, and we see that transferring to the NFL. And with the 18th pick, Josh has the Pittsburgh Steelers.
With this pick, I think the Steelers are finally going to address the offensive line woes that have plagued them for the last 2 years. They're going to look at Anthony Davis, the offensive tackle from Rutgers. I think he has the potential after the combine to actually move up a lot higher than this, but for right now, this is where we have him. And when Starks is your best offensive tackle, you got a little bit of an issue at this point in time. And everyone knows that big men would love to be protected for at least 1 year, maybe. Would probably be pretty good within him. So you got after the Pittsburgh Steelers, you have number 19. You have the Atlanta Falcons.
All right, we see the Falcons going outside linebacker, taking Sean Witherspoon from Missouri. Falcons are a team, they're close to contending, but they're just not quite there. And we think improving their defense with Witherspoon will boost them up a little bit. They're closer to being the playoff team they desire to be. So with the 20th spot, we got the Houston Texans.
With the Texans, I think they're going to take Earl Thomas, the safety from Texas. Earl Thomas would probably rate as a #1 safety prospect if it wasn't for Mr. Barry from Tennessee. Thomas is a free safety. They have a strong safety in Bernard Pollard. Thomas is a ball hawk. He's not afraid to mix it up and run support, and he takes good angles with great speed. This is an absolute steal at this point in the draft for the Texans. All right, after the Texans, you have number 21, the Cincinnati Bengals.
All right, we see the Bengals addressing their receiving core right here. They have Chad Johnson, who's old, Lavernius Coles, who's old. So we see him taking Aurelius Ben, the wide receiver from Illinois. He's got prototypical #1 size and speed. The production was there his first couple years in college, but last year really dropped off. But we still see him as a first-round talent, and we see him going to the Bengals here. So with the 22nd pick,
we have the New England Patriots. The Patriots, their defense really got exposed this year. And the one concern of their defense is that they cannot get to the quarterback. And with this pick, I think they look for Jerry Hughes, TCU linebacker, to be that 3-4 rush linebacker that they need. He's got great athleticism. I almost slipped up there. And he can get to the quarterback. He's got solid production, and he's going to dominate the combine from the linebacker perspective. And after the Patriots, we have the Green Bay Packers.
All right, see the Packers taking offensive tackle Brian Bulaga from Iowa. Last season, Aaron Rodgers spent more time on his back than Lindsey Lohan. So, I mean, they need to upgrade the offensive line so he can protect his own health and just help out the offense in general. So, with the 24th spot, we got the Eagles. Josh?
With the Eagles, we got him, Andy Reid. He loves a rotation at defensive end. This is no secret. He likes to keep his guys fresh. He's got some good players in there right now, but at this point in time, you have John Paul Pierre. And he is an athletic freak who's got some skills. He really came on this year, kind of like a one-year wonder, but he still got the production this year, and it really helped his draft stats. And he's got all the intangibles that you're looking for in defensive end. And I just can't see them passing up on him at this point in time. There's no way Andy Reid can do this. So he's going to take a defensive end, John Paul Pierre, and that'll be his pick. And after the Philadelphia Eagles, we have the Baltimore Ravens.
All right, well, Ravens, they got Derek Mason, receiver. He's probably pretty close to retirement. He was talking about it last season, but ended up playing this season. They also got Mark Clayton, who's definitely, he's iffy. So we see him going receiver here, taking Damian Williams, who is the best possible #1 receiver prospect right now. Say possible because I'm not really sold. He's a surefire #1 in the pros, but he's the closest thing out there right now at the 25th pick in the first round. So we see the Ravens taking Damian Williams at receiver at number 25.
He's by far the best polished route runner that there is in college right now, and you can't pass up on that.
At 26, we got the Arizona Cardinals. Josh?
With the Arizona Cardinals, you know Kurt Warner retired. and it's either going to be Matt Leinart or St. Paul that's going to be taking over. And what's every young quarterback's best friend in an offense?
Tight end.
You got to have a receiving tight end. A lot of people are forgetting about Jermaine Grisham. He's coming off an ACL injury, but the boy's got talent. I mean, it's undeniable. He is a great receiving tight end. He has the ability to put on some more mass for some ball blocking. I mean, he's not there yet, but you just can't pass up him on this time. And with Bolden possibly leaving, you're going to look for another option. I mean, they already have, Doucette and Breston who could possibly step up. Mm-hmm. But Grisham would be a great outlet valve for whatever young quarterback they're going to throw into this system. And they got to keep that offense going in order, that's how they win, is they outscore the opponent. And they're going to keep it going and make it just that more deadly. And after the Arizona Cardinals, we have the Dallas Cowboys.
All right. See the Cowboys taking Golden Tate, the wide receiver from Notre Dame. We don't view him as the #1 receiver, but we think he fits perfectly at the second or third option behind Miles Austin for the Cowboys. And just the name Golden just seems like the type of person Jerry Jones is going to want on his team. It just makes sense to me. All right, and with 28th spot, we got the San Diego Chargers.
All right, LT knows this. We all know this. He ain't coming back next year. We all know Sproles, he's not an every down back. He's great on the outside. He's great in screen passes. He's a great asset. But he's even a free agent this year. So you got to look at Jonathan Dreyer, the running back from Georgia Tech. If they manage to retain Sproles, he is a great complement to him. He's a powerful inside the runner tackle who has the speed to break off the big plays and could replace LT in that offense where, as you know, they're pass heavy now. But with Dreyer and Sproles, they could return to more of a balanced attack on offense. And after San Diego, you have the New York Jets. Can't wait.
All right, well, Jets, we see him finding a defensive tackle for the 3-4 scheme. I think it's going to be Terrence Cody. They're digging deep here because he's also one of the top-ranked prospects in the 2011 Sumo Wrestling Draft. So we see Terrence Cody at 29 to the Jets. Fits perfectly for a 3-4 defensive tackle with that size. Concern is going to be his endurance, though. He's probably not going to be a 3-down player in the pros.
No.
So I say probably he won't be. So at the 30th spot, we got the Vikings.
With the Vikings, I don't think that they're going to address the QB issue right now. As we all know, Brad Childress did not give Brett Favre any time limits on when his retirement should be announced. And they seem happy to go for either T-Jack or Sage Rosenfels if it comes down to in the future, maybe a possible trade later in the offseason. But for the draft, you got to address the cornerback spot. You got Cedric Griffin, who is now going to possibly miss part of next year with the ACL torn that suffered against the championship game. You got to look at Donovan Warren, the cornerback from Michigan. The kid, he's probably going to rise a lot more than this by the time the combine's over. He's got great skills. He can man up on somebody, and he can play in the cover 2 system that the Vikings like to run. And he's got the great ball skills, and he could essentially replace Antoine Winfield. After that, you have the New Orleans Saints.
All right. Saints, we see him taking Taylor Mays, safety from USC. Yes. We see him as a replacement for Darren Sharper, who, although he's still producing, feel with his age, that production is not going to be going on forever, so I need to have a backup plan. And we see Taylor Mays as that plan. Now, Mays is interesting because coming into this past college season, he was probably one of the top 5 overall prospects at least. Yeah. But he didn't really produce too much, showed some iffy tackling skills, took some bad angles on some runs, just showed some faults in his game. That's dropped him here, but with his size and speed, still could be a first-round talent easily. So last pick in the first round, Indianapolis Colts. Josh?
We haven't taken Brandon Graham, the defensive end from Michigan. Basically, you have Mathis and Freeney that they have right now, but it always seems like if one's injured, the other one's not. You know, you always have that pull right there with them. And Brandon Graham has the ability to get to the quarterback and also stop the run. He's very physical. And he could spell either one of those two at either the left end or right end position. And it would just be a good pick for them at this point in time.
Graham played great in the Senior Bowl, too.
Yes, he did.
That helped out his
stock a lot. He was the Senior Bowl MVP. So, all right, well, I guess that pretty much sums up the 2010 mock draft. And
we are the football idiots.
Yes, we are idiots.